Hey guys, GX Bob here, coming to you guys from Southern California to showcase another pretty cool tool demonstration on something that I have been fortunate enough to be using on my own vehicle for quite some time now. I'm going to go ahead and make this super quick because just by looking at the skies right now, it's going to rain and I don't want to get drenched on. But have you guys ever pulled up a check engine light on your dash only to take your vehicle to the local auto parts store and have an 18-year-old kid plug it in, read off his scanner and give you a P code? And have you ever taken your car to the dealership, they hook up the same scanner just to give you a damn P code, the same P code, but the dealership's going to charge you $150. Well, those two options are getting old for me, and I'm pretty sure they're getting old for you too. So what I did was I went on Amazon, Google, YouTube, I did all of my reviews, and I was able to create a list of wants and needs that will be the final deciding factor in the purchase of what I have in my hands right now. The price had to be reasonable for what I was looking for. There's absolutely no way I'm going to buy a $1,000 scanner. And there are $1,000 scanners out there. I've seen them on Amazon, and I think they're ridiculous. I don't need them for what... I'm not going to buy them for what I need them for, just to pull P codes and just to do simple bells and whistles kind of stuff. So I'm not looking also at $20 scanners because I know that the $20 scanners are going to lose a lot of the functions that are going to make my life a lot easier when I want to pull P codes or when I want to look at some data streams or something on my vehicle. So I came across the OBDII 400, not the 200, not the 300, not the 500, or not brand XYZ. I got the OBDII 400 because it gave me enough to do what I needed for the price that I paid, which is a measly 40 something bucks. So what's the first thing on my list of needs for a OBDII scanner? Well, if you're doing this at night, like right now, it's getting dark, you better have some sort of light, right? It must be able to fit in my SUV cubby hole somewhere, so it's got to be smart enough. It must be fast. It must have a color screen. It must have a big wide color screen with pretty pictures because I'm a visual person. I don't like reading a whole bunch of data. I like pretty pictures. It must also have the ability to update software if there is something new in the library for a newer vehicle or something. The things that I were looking for, it had to do all the basics of a normal OBDII scanner, like show codes, clear codes, run diagnostics, give me a language that I can actually understand. Don't give me a sensor reading of a sensor that's going to say 12.89 megahertz. I have no idea what that means. I want pretty pictures. I want it to be able to tell me if my emissions passed with a green check mark or with a happy face, or I want to know if it failed with a big red X mark or something. That's the kind of language that I can understand for a do-it-yourselfer at home. I am no professional mechanic that's gonna be able to read the upper limits and the lower limits of a EGR sensor. I have no clue what that means. I'm being honest with you guys. I want pretty pictures and I want an easy language to understand. You guys are probably wondering why I'm filming at night, and there's a good reason why I'm filming at night, because right into my cubby hole right here on the left side of my GX460, I have a nice cubby hole that holds my OBDII 400, a perfect fit. And why am I filming it at night? I'm going to tell you why I'm filming it at night, because I'm letting you know right now 90% of the time, 90%, I don't know about you guys, but when I get a check engine light, it is always at night. When I'm on a date going home, or when I'm going up to the mountains in pitch blackness. And what's good about the OBDII 400 is it's got a button right here. Look at that, guys. I can use this to look for stuff underneath my car. I don't even have to use this for the OBDII scanner plug. Its main purpose is to look for the plug underneath your dashboard, but what if I don't know, drop something underneath the car? Look at this. This is great, guys. This is one of those things that people from Top Don and people from these type of companies, they kind of think outside of the box to help you out. These are the kind of bells and whistles I'm talking about when I'm looking for stuff, or when I'm looking for creativity in a product. So let's say that your check engine light comes on in the middle of the night, in the middle of the desert somewhere, and you're on your way to a destination. for camping or something, right? If your check engine light comes on, you're going to want to pull over and pretty much check it right away, because you don't know what type of code it's going to pull. If it's one of those important codes where your check engine light starts blinking, it's telling you that you shouldn't be driving. You should be towing your car home. If it's a solid check engine light, you want to check it in to see if it's an easy fix, if it's something that you can actually just drive home if it's 5 miles away. But I'm telling you guys right now, if you guys pull a super important code that in the event that you continue to drive home, you're going to screw up your car even more. Something like this could give you a clue if you should tow it or not. So let's go ahead and take our scanner and bring it to the car using this little flashlight right here to look underneath the dash. Underneath the dashboard right now, and we're going to use this right here to look for that OBDII scanner plug right there, and there it is. All I have to do is just guide my plug and just plug it in. Once I plug it in, my scanner turns right on. So we're going to go ahead and take a look. Right now it's not going to read anything, only because my engine is not on right now, but it does power up once I plug it into the OBDII plug. So let's go ahead and start the car. Alright guys, after we started our engines, I just wanted to show you first the basics. The up and the down arrows, left and the right arrows, they're all made out of rubber. The center button is your enter button, your OK button. Top right button is your back button. The top left button is your overall diagnostics for your emissions related systems. Okay, all your sensors that are related to emissions. And this is really good, and this is also part of the screen, but it's always good as a speed dial right here for you just to push and just to check an overall diagnostic right up hand. So let's just go ahead and touch this IM button right here just to check our emission systems. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. We're not going to show the buttons anymore, so we're going to show full screen. Okay, so if you see this picture going up and down and everything, it's because I'm using these buttons and I'm using the enter button. I'll let you know when I'm hitting the enter button. Let's go ahead and hit our IM button right now. Let's go ahead and hit it. It's going to show us, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in, and it's going to show us an overall diagnostics for your emissions related system. Okay, if you can take a look right here, it's fairly simple to read. They're all in acronyms right now. So top left, I see you got a MIL, that's very easy. That's a malfunction indicator light. You also have DTC right here, and right next to it says 0. You see that? Your DTC actually means diagnostic trouble code, meaning there's 0 trouble codes that are being pulled up right now. There's nothing wrong with your vehicle. Okay, MIS, that's your misfire monitor. If any of your cylinders are misfiring, it's going to let you know. And the good thing about all of these right here, it's got a green check mark on right next to each one. It's telling you that everything is good to go. It's sort of like a happy face. If you got a red check mark next to any of these, that means you have an issue. Okay, check this out. You got your EVAP. That's your evaporative system monitor. You got AIR, which is secondary air monitor. You have O2S, which is your O2 sensor monitor. And this is my favorite right here, because we've done this valve a couple of times on my GXs already. Your exhaust gas recirculation system monitor. So if this is stuck open or stuck closed, I'm pretty sure that green check mark will not be there. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Let's pull back. Now that we already went through I&M, we're going to go ahead and go to the back button to get to our main menu. Now that we went back to our main menu, let's go ahead and check out what we got here. Remember, we just did I&M. Okay, let's go ahead and go to OBDII. So I'm going to move my arrow over. I'm going to hit enter, the OK button, and this is going to show up. You see how fast that pulled up? That loaded super fast. So when you go to this option right here, it's going to give you the option to read codes. It's going to give you the option to erase codes. You're going to have data stream. Data stream is pretty cool. It's going to give you an overall diagnostic of all the sensors in your vehicle. You also have an O2 sensor test down here. We're going to go ahead and scroll down. Let's see if there's any more stuff. onboard monitoring, evap system, and you have vehicle information. Now if you go all the way down to vehicle information mode and you click enter, your VIN number is going to pop up. And I'm going to tell you why this is good, because if you go buy a used car and you plug in your OBDII scanner and you look up your vehicle information, the real VIN number of your vehicle is going to show up. So if any VIN numbers off your doors, your truck, your hoods, or whatever, or your engine is not matching with the computer's ECU VIN number that's already input into the scanner, that means some parts of your vehicle is stolen. So that's a good indicator that you got issues with your vehicle. So let's go ahead and scroll back up. I can't read codes right now because I don't have any check engine lights on. I can't erase any codes because I don't have any check engine lights on. We can go ahead and go to data stream. Let me show you what data stream is. I'm going to go ahead and click the middle button, the OK button. And check this out. It's going to give you the option of view all items, select items, or view graphic items. Viewing graphic items is great if you like looking at all your inputs being graphed on a graph chart. But I'm going to go ahead and select items. Select items gives me the option of choosing what I want to see on one screen instead of every single sensor on the screen. So let's go ahead and select items. I'm going to click OK. So let's go ahead and scroll what kind of sensor there's fuel system sensors, fuel system 2, there's load sensors, engine coolant temperature. Let's go ahead and click engine coolant temperature. I'm going to click OK. It's going to show a V right next to it, meaning I chose it. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down again. Let's see what else we can choose. Look at all these sensors, guys. Absolute pressure sensor, engine RPM, vehicle speed, ignition timing. I'm going to choose ignition timing. Okay, let's choose one more. Let's just choose one more. Let's choose intake air temperature. Okay, so I chose 3 things. I'm going to choose 3 things. After I chose 3 things, I'm going to go ahead and choose the back button right here. Once I choose the back button, all the 3 things that I've chosen, I could have chosen 4, I could have chosen 5, but I chose 3 things in order to display on my menu. Here are the 3 things that displayed on my menu. So right offhand, you can totally see that my engine coolant temperature is at 179.6 degrees Fahrenheit. My ignition timing advance for cylinder 1 is at 9 degrees, 8.5 degrees. My intake air temperature is 87.8 degrees Fahrenheit. Can you use these type of information? You absolutely can. You can use these information for anything depending on what you're trying to diagnose. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back with the back button right here. So let's go ahead and view all items. Let's see what happens when you view all items. I clicked on view all items. I'm going to go ahead and click the OK button. After I click the OK button, we're going to check out all the sensors, all in one screen. See this? I don't even have to choose any unique sensors to put on my screen. I'm choosing all of them, and it's going to give me all the data inputs for everything. So let's go ahead and go down. Let's see what we can find here. Engine RPM, it's already running at 714 rounds per minute. Let's see, remember airflow rate is at 0.53 pounds per minute. Look at this, my absolute throttle position is at 15%. Wow, look at all this, huh? So let's go ahead and get back out of here. Now that you've seen what a data stream can do, let's go ahead and push the back button. And let's go ahead and go to, I don't know, let's go to lookup. This is another bells and whistles that I'm talking about. If you go to lookup, this is your data library for all your P codes, which is pretty cool. I'm going to go down here, click my OK button. Now, right here, it's letting you know that you can put in any kind of P code and all the data for that P code is going to show up on the screen. So let's go ahead and just choose one. Let's choose, I don't know, let's choose P203. Okay, so let's scroll over, 203. I'm going to click OK. Let's see what P203 is. It's a cylinder 3 injector A circuit. That's what it is, okay? So let's go to the back button. Like I said, you can input any P code in here. And why is this good? You could be, I don't know, somebody can be calling you over the phone and they don't have a scanner and says, hey, can you find out what a P205 code is, Bob? And I can just do this and look on the scanner and I can just pull this data out for him, right? So so these are one of the benefits of this scanner, the data library. So let's go ahead and go back. I'm going to scroll back out with this back button. I'm going to go to setup and see what setup does. Click the OK button. Look at this. You can change the language, you can change the unit of measure, record mode, and you can even change the beeper. You can even keep this silent if you want to. Let's go back. Okay, let's go ahead and go to you know what I want to check? I want to go back to the OBDII because I saw something pretty interesting. I want to check out let's check out onboard monitoring. What is this? Look at this. Purge flow monitor, sensor heater, secondary air 1 and 2, very famous for the GXs. Let's just try secondary air 1. Let's see what pulls up. Okay. Look at this. Take a look at this, and this is what I'm talking about, guys. See the bottom right hand right here where it says pass? It'll either say pass or fail. It's not going to give you some funky number where you're going to have to do some calculus algorithm to figure out if you're good or not. It's going to tell you pass or fail. It also gives you the maximum limit and the minimum limit for your vehicle, and it gives you a pass. It's giving you a current test value, and it passed. So let's go ahead and go back. I want to try something else. Let's try your fuel system bank 1. Let's see what happens when you do this. Right here, another pass. Wow, this is pretty good. If I was to hook this up, if I was to go buy a GX460 or 470 and the new owner decides to remove the check engine light bulb, this is a great tool for me to check out if every single sensor on this vehicle is good to go. And one way to find out, just an overall one way to find out, is just to go straight to the main screen. Go straight to the main screen. You could go straight to the overall diagnostics for your emissions, or you could go straight to this button right here. So plug it in on your brand new car. You're going to check out this screen right here, and this is what you're looking for. All green check marks. Pretty cool, huh? Well, there you guys have it. I am no OBDII scanner professional. All I wanted to do is just pull P codes in order for me to fix my own car. Or if it's something that I can't do, at least I know where to start. And this is one of those things where it's really important for a do-it-yourselfer like me and you to have that's not going to break our bank. So what we want to do is have a whole entire library of P codes at our disposal. We also want to be able to pull P codes. We also want to be able to clear check engine lights, and we also have things like this that help us at night. So for 40 bucks, you can't beat 40 bucks. I mean, for those of you that have $1,000 scanners and know exactly what you're doing by, I don't know, replacing your transmission engines with them, then go for it. But for simpletons like me and most of you out there, I think this is enough for 40 bucks. And check this out. Look at this. I don't know any $1,000 scanner that's going to be able to fit in this cubby hole. So whenever I go on a camping trip, it's always going to be there for me. All right, guys.